Hey, welcome to your Virgo horoscopes for the week of September 10th through September 16th. This is the week that Mercury goes direct. Yay! It's been kind of weird. I wouldn't say weird, but a lot of the normal stuff, that happens during Mercury retrogrades that just don't make any sense, but Mercury is retrograde, so of course it doesn't make any sense. Hasn't been the worst retrograde I've ever been through, but it definitely has had its moments. So we're gonna put it that way. And that ends on Friday this week. We do have a week-long shadow period into next Friday, so things are going to be a little bit wonky into next week, but we are at least at the official end of the Mercury retrograde at the end of this week. Of course, we still have the sun in Virgo as well. Both the sun and Mercury are in opposition with Neptune and Saturn. And the moon comes into your sign this week, moving into conjunction and into each one of those oppositions, basically amplifying the frustration just a little bit more. Just a little bit more, because you just can't have a little frustration. You got to make it a little bit bigger, right? Because this is just how life is. It's what happens. It's frustrating and it's annoying. I totally get it. I'm right there with you. I'd love to write a strongly worded letter to somebody about this, but I don't know where to send the letter. So I haven't done it yet. Let's start with Mercury's opposition, continued opposition with Saturn, with the moon in conjunction with Mercury on Wednesday, amplifying this problem a little bit. Focus is on career for Virgo, and Saturn's focus is very much on the mind and how the mind works. Now, this is actually really interesting, right? Because the moon is showing that miscommunications, the challenges, the delays, the difficulties are literally causing an emotional reaction, right? And when you emotionally react, you lose all control over the situation. So I feel like it's really important. Saturn is all about turning the responsibility of your thought process back where it belongs, onto you. Okay. I am not saying that all Virgos point the finger at everybody else for their problems, but I have seen that a lot with quite a few Virgos. And the truth here is that when you're confused and people are just not you're not getting the information, this is not about attacking or throwing all of that frustrated energy back out at everybody else. This is coming back to yourself and asking, how are you not listening? Why are you not getting this? Why does this keep happening? You're a Virgos, right? You could be looking somebody dead in the eye and not hear them because your brain is going in a million different directions. So maybe it wasn't even a miscommunication on their part. You misheard it, or you weren't fully paying attention, or you were trying to multitask and listen to them and do something at the same time. And that's just not working. And if that keeps coming up, that is a sign for you to stop multitasking in that way, because you're missing valuable information when you're doing that. As we move into Thursday and the moon moves into conjunction with the sun and into the sun's opposition with Neptune, it becomes a little bit different. Neptune's focus is on the home. The sun and the moon are focused on your career. So this sort of puts you at that imbalance there, or puts you in that spot where when you're at work, you're too busy focused on all the problems that are going on at home. When you're at home, you're too busy focused on all the problems at work. You need to be present in the moment where you are at the time. The problems at home are going to still be there when you get there. The problems at work are also going to continue to be there when you get there. But when you are busy thinking of both in both places, it gets overwhelming. You can't find a solution. You wind up confusing and frustrating yourself. It just goes and it just tumbles down from there, right? So it's just best to avoid all of that. That over analytical brain that you guys have is really good right up until it gets in the way. And once it gets in the way, it becomes really, really frustrating. But you have control over that. Always remember that you have control over that. Now, here's the awesome news. We were in a grand trine which is a planet in each of the elements. So a planet in all three earth signs. Last week, and it broke up. And this week, we move right back into it, which is really cool. As the sun moves, again, moves into a grand trine with Pluto, which is focused on the past, and as well as Uranus and Pluto, which are focused on your day-to-day schedule. Now, this is actually a very helpful aspect and a very powerfully helpful aspect. Pardon me, I needed that because it's all pointing to how you shine at work. You're using past experiences, lessons from the past, not beating yourself up over past failures, but looking at the way things didn't work out before so you can avoid doing that again. And Jupiter and Uranus are all about expansion, possibly even not expansion, when it comes to your day-to-day schedule. So it's helping you to make the decision to put the time into your schedule to expand on your career goals. So one thing that I do know about Virgos is once they put their minds to something and they make a commitment to it, they go all the way. But even Virgos get themselves in a situation that is difficult to navigate through. Your goals, one of the reasons why most people don't follow through with their goals is because they get into a difficult phase of that goal and they just don't bother continuing because it's too hard to climb over that wall. With you guys, it's a little bit different. You love the obstacles, but sometimes, some days, you just don't have it in you, and that's okay. We're all there. You don't have to do it that day. Put it off until the next day or the day after that, because this isn't a race, right? It's not about who gets there first at this point. It's just about making sure that you get there. That's the whole point. So that's what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, do click the link in the description and send me a copy. I would definitely love that. If you are listening rather than viewing, that is ko-fi.com/heavy metal psychic. And of course, bounce on over to heavymetalpsychic.com and check out everything that we've got to offer now. And get yourself used to continuing to go there, because there's going to be more cool stuff happening on the website coming up here later on. I'm Melissa Bruce, the Heavy Metal Psychic. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next week. In the meantime, you guys are going to kick butt. I know you are. You always do. So kick butt and make it a great week, everybody.